Hey favored ones, welcome back to my channel Favored Readings. I'm Kymmy and today I wanted to do another Rhapsodomancy tarot divination, where I use both my poems. Actually this time I picked out one of my raps that I've written and want to spit it for you, and then pull some extra cards on the side. Before I started this video up, there was fire trucks going by, and you might be able to hear the dogs barking a bit outside. But it's just extra confirmation of what I feel is like you're really on fire at this moment. A lot of firsts coming through, especially since this was the first rap lines that I wrote down for one of the local shows that I go to. It's called Dis or Dabs, where they have open mic nights for people who are inspiring artists and poetry writers to go up and, show what they got. And I'm super excited to share it with you. I just feel like there's a lot of firsts that come with that. People who, you want to know what, I'll read it and then I'll get into the message, not get ahead of myself. But remember, these are general readings, they're timeless, and I'd appreciate it if you would share an energy exchange by liking, subscribing, commenting below on different topics you would be interested in hearing, as well as I am interested in your ideas as much as yours interested in mine. So it's called What I Got. And yeah, so compensatory with these damages, coping skills, so bandages, mechanism, gear, style, authentic praise, child. After math, one comes back, releasing fears of all my lack, setting out for cloud sea, interlocking rooted tree, fleeing grasp of puppeteer, heartbeat, freedom steer, healing from traumatic youth, hit 'em with that spoken truth, connecting with your inner flow, no longer live in monotone, relapse a time or two, recovery is what I do, sculpted empress from a fool, story woven with a spool, hidden talent can't be bought, don't give doubt another thought, so much more than we've been told, ways of thinking getting old, wanna learn less viciously, viewing life more vividly, scars stretched along my head, walked away instead of dead, struggle for serenity sought, making do with what I got. So that was my lines that I practice, and I spit, and yeah, so we have here that a lot of firsts. So you could be having your first book published, you could be having the first time that you're starting to really invest in yourself, knowing that it's going to take money to make money. So you're buying yourself, let's say you're buying yourself beats, or you're investing in ingredients that you need in order to perfect a type of style of baked good that you want to sell, or you're perfecting not needing to be perfect to complete a creation, because knowing that the creative flow is the most beautiful state to be in. A lot of you are learning to speak up and, stepping out, hit them with that spoken truth. A lot of you may be realizing that you want to speak out more, whether that's creating boundaries or speaking up for people who may need to know the truth, whether that's on a global scale, or just in everyday life. So like little tidbits of information on nutrition that you learned and shared, and you don't like gatekeeping information. I really feel like for some of you, there's a first time for everything, and you're experiencing your first time ever, like performing at a big festival, or your first time being on a specific stage at your local home, making your first music video. I feel a lot of creator energy in this collective. But for some of you, it's your first time starting to talk nice to yourself. It's investing in your well-being. And with the scar stretched along your head, some of you might be getting back into work or being able to integrate back into society due to a injury, whether that was physical or a wound on the heart or a mental illness as well, that you were learning to cope with in healthy ways. And now that you're learning that you're able to be accepting of others around you, and of course take part in the dance of life. So you're learning how to not give doubt another thought. I also feel like a lot of you could be working on revamping yourself with like new clothes, um, new backdrops, like 555, a lot of big changes. You could be getting a new logo, learning a new visual, graphic designing arts. A lot of you, it could be the first time where you're thinking that you might be able to beat your addictions and live your life in sobriety. Some of you, it could be that you know that you need to repeat. You were done repeating cycles, and now you're going to be the breaker of that cycle for generational trauma and realizing you don't want to be like your parents. Now, for the flip side, for people where it is not your first rodeo, I repeat, it is not your first rodeo. You are learning to become a mentor. Now, whether that's for the first time or not, or you're just learning to open yourself back up to being a mentor for others, and opening yourself up as a teacher for others, and taking them by the hand and letting them know, I came to mind, take me by the hand, ocean man, come and take you by the hand, ocean man. Some of you might enjoy that. Either way, you're really coming and you're taking them by the hand and you're letting them know that it's okay to speak up for yourself. It's okay not to be good at something at the very beginning, and knowing that, hey, I wasn't good at this at the beginning either. Here's how I did it. Here's how you don't have to make the same mistakes as me. I feel the collective, you're very much, like I said, not gatekeeping information. You would like to teach others what you know, because there's no such thing as taking shortcuts, but there is also knowing that you don't have to let others like suffer or struggle with finding the way to piece it together. Like, if, let's say, you've lent a puzzle that you just completed, and you have your friend over there who's never done a puzzle in their whole life, and they just wanted to try your puzzle, and you're like, hey, just to let you know, when you're doing a puzzle, I find it easier when you complete the whole border first. Or there's others who don't do it that way, and they find a focal point to start on. Like, let's say it's a horse, and they're like, okay, I'd rather figure out where all the horses like faces, because I feel like that would be the most prominent part to complete. And and not all advice is going to be the same from each person either. So getting advice from a lot of people and realizing that not every person who you're a mentor of will appreciate and take the same actions you did. And you're learning maybe for the first time that not to take that personally, that other people's journeys are exactly that, theirs. I'm hearing not my circus, not my monkey. But yeah, story woven from a spool. I feel like a lot of you could be working in fashion. If not fashion, then you're creating merchandise for you to sell off and promote yourself. Hidden talents can't be bought. So yeah, Your talent can't be bought. I know some people who will boost, and I don't mean like for just sponsoring reasons, like literally pay for bots so it looks like they have a lot of followers. And you're not like that. You know that quality over quantity. You know that a sturdier foundation is created out of time and effort. If you go to the beach and you just get a bucket and you fill it full of sand and you just flip it upside down and pull it up, well, what's going to happen? In most cases, unless it was just raining not too long ago, but that's where someone else left you some material behind, like I was saying, where you help others so that their bucket is easy to turn over and turn into a sandcastle right away. But if you do get that sandy, you flip it over and you haven't put any effort or time into it, usually when you pull that bucket up, the sand will just fall down back into a formless mass of sand again. Now, if you take the time and you dig out a hole in the area to help protect it, you make sure you're further away from where the high tide will come in, and you really mix around some water and sand, creating the nicest consistency, not too muddy and ruddy and like swamp monstery. And you get to a nice consistency and you flip that over and you pull it up. That sandcastle is going to be so slick and so fortified. And of course, every kingdom will have outside interferences, but if you're building and you know how to build, then it'll be easy to rebuild from there. I feel like a lot of you in the collective have rebuilt, but I feel like for the first time, this is where you genuinely get to build, where there's people who are supporting you around and not wanting to come around and kick your bucket out from underneath you. Yeah, wanting to learn less viciously and viewing life more vividly, a lot of you could be learning how to gentle parent yourself or the next generation. As I said, breaking generational trauma, generational curses, whatever you want to call them, childhood traumas, and learning to bring peace to your inner child. Really know that, like, the person you are today, are you the one who would make your inner child feel safe? Well, I can't answer that for you. But I do know that it's okay to know that you may not be able to do that all alone. We're not meant to do it alone. And for those who are helping others along the way, you're really helping set out and connecting with their inner flow, and letting their lives no longer living in monotone, not being colorless in their day and just being like meh, meh, meh. And you're like, you really bring an extra oomph to the life, the ruha, like spirit to people, whether that's because you're so excited and new to a thing that you breathe new life for those who may have been in the industry for a long time and forgot that it could be fun. And for those who are mentoring others, you're teaching them that being new to something doesn't make them weak-minded and certainly doesn't make them less than. You're like, hey, you'll get there. I knew you will because I did. And don't worry, I'll show you the ropes. Well, you could be into sculpture making or pottery with the sculpted Empress from a Fool, or you could really enjoy like old arch anthropology and archaeology findings like Venus, and knowing all the different lores, and that could really uh, really interest you. A lot of you could be starting getting into the occult, learning about fairies, learning about the, like, where it says interlocking rooted tree, the tree of life, the cabal, and setting out for Clousey, learning about, like, if you watch anime, One Piece, Skypiea. If you're not that far, I'm sorry, it's been out for a long time. Uh, for if you follow indigenous teachings in Turtle Island and its creation story, you could be really into making sure that other people's creation stories are heard and valued, and knowing that you just want to know everything. You want to know all the stories and where they come from. And it's also bringing to mind, like, putting spirituality and creation together is like the Wu-Tang Clan. Some of you could be confirmation that because you really like them. They are forever though, so wouldn't be surprised. They had their member and go with a wise man, and they told them that they were going to make it big. So I feel like you could be a tarot reader. Some of you could be tarot readers and help guiding others towards their dreams. Even if you aren't a tarot reader, you could just be a genuine, like, spirited person. Some people call it the chosen, some people call them light workers. A lot of people would call fluff words. But regardless of who you are, what you resonate with, is calling yourself a genuine person, a starseed, whatever you want to call it. The fact that you're out there helping other people make dreams come true makes me feel like you're a dream weaver. Like, the big friendly giant, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make it the cutest. No, I'm kidding. Healing from traumatic youth and heartbeat freedom steer. So yeah, you're steering where your heartbeat can feel freedom. You want your heart to feel free. You're no longer being grasped at by puppeteers who would wish to steer you and direct you. Some of you could have been people pleasers a lot in your past due to conditioning growing up and feeling like you were responsible for others, like your siblings, or being parentified by your guardians and made responsible for taking care of the elders at a time where you were still supposed to be spreading your wings and learning how to giggle and rub dirt in your cut or something like that, just being a kid and making potions in a puddle. A lot of you could be herbologists or enjoy chemistry, alchemy, chaos magic as well, I'm hearing. I don't personally know too much on that. I do know a bunch of friends who are into it, and I have nothing but respect for them. So but yeah, you could resonate with the chaos magic and the primordial gods of Olympus and Greek mythology. I'm hearing Medusa and a lot of you might be just trying to get into your TikToks. That's another first time thing you're trying to do, is get on social media and really get yourself out there, because I got the TikTok trend of you are Athena, where like Odysseus and notices that it's Athena, or came to mind, and that's why it came. Yeah, some of you could have been one of those praise childs that were like considered gifted, but since you don't fit into the societal norms, a lot of you could be feeling like you're behind schedule or you should have done more by now. And I want to let you know that I don't feel that's the case. I feel everyone has a timeline and everyone has a job to do at a certain moment. And I think at your point at that time was your time for learning and um, shaking off the you know, the stage 5 clingers. Um, and now you don't have to worry about that BS, and you can be free to to you know, find a different type of fertilizer to grow out of, because before it used to be that you were around, you know, flies on the wall who just wanted to, you know, promote your self-sabotaging ways and talk down about you. And I know a lot of you don't resonate with those people anymore, have moved on, whether that was like your friend group or your work environment. And for some of you, unfortunately, it was from home. I can personally resonate with that, as I got a way worse at home as bad as at school and other friend environments. So I know all of us don't deserve that, and I think we're moving on to a first where we're moving on to the things we deserve. And I did say that I would be using tarot cards, so I think since I've gone over, and yeah, compensatory with the damages, a lot of you are going to be getting compensation, whether it's financial assistance, compensation from that injury, or just compensation for, you know, bringing in friends and people that you deserved. You're finally getting like a You're finally getting compensation for the fact that you have been a kind person, and it is be returned to you in, you got it, in kind. A lot of you may be learning to slow down and take a few breaths, breathe in, and calm and slow down and enjoy the feast and smell the flowers, look at the clouds, and just really try and take all the beauty and the joy in life. A lot of you could be going through camping, or just going on a road trip, or just simply sitting in the backyard for a little bit longer. You don't have a backyard? I get that. I get that. There's a lot of landscape and soothing sound videos that I enjoyed watching when I lived in an apartment. For those who don't have that luxury and may feel disconnected, I know it definitely helped connect me and ground me, because I feel that the need to catch your breath. Some of you have been running and running until life's no fun. And all you know, my ending motto for the video is to eat, hydrate, and have fun. So that's definitely a clairaudient message I'm getting, is that country song that I used to hear when I was younger. All I gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and I don't know why. That one, no idea who it's by or what it's called. But yeah, gonna grab the cards like I said, and we'll get a shuffling. Can we get a collective? Messages for my lovely favored ones. Sweet. Yeah, no. Yeah. Teacher of Swords. So yes, you're definitely teaching what you have found out through your mind, whether it's through meditation. Oh yeah! Alchemists or chemists. A lot of you could know about different types of chemical compounds. Some of you could work or had worked in the past with cannabis and THC and knowing about CBDs and helping others learn to soothe their body. Maybe you went through physical ailments and now you're recommending to other people who may not be able to afford non-holistic ways, or people who just don't like non-holistic ways. Either way, I said this before, you could be a herbalist or as some people call it, I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I feel like you could be using light language to alchemize energies around you with singing your truth, singing your story, a lot of singing. Okay. But like writing your story out, telling people around you. It doesn't have to be on a big scale, but I do feel a lot of you going global, and like a lot of you could be doing cleansing baths. A lot of you could be getting back into cooking. You could be cooking up your next project as well as with the creativeness and the again with that puzzle. A lot of you could be into stained glass, painting. A lot of you could be I had another one here. Fractal designs. I feel like a lot of fractal. What is it called? Graffiti art. A lot of you could be into doing graffiti art for your for events, or you could be for the first time ever doing a market or teaching others how to do market. I feel like the teachers, the people who have already learned are becoming teachers, and for those who are just beginning to learn are finding the mentors, finding mentees, the mentees teaching the teachers. It's all full circle. Everyone's learning from everyone, I feel, in the collective right now. If you're willing to be open to accepting the messages that they have for you. Do the hustle. Yeah, a lot of you got your hustle going on. A lot of you are learning how to slow down and trust in your hustle as well, because you know when you do the hustle, it's very, very slow. It's not a fast dance, you know, right? So some of you need to realize that your hustle doesn't need to be a fast dance. You could slow down, take your time, and savor the business. Ooh, that's a little there's a little innuendo with that one. I'm gonna keep it safe for kids here, even though it's rated and said for adults. But either way, yeah, savor the business. Okay, I shuffled again and it still came back out, but it came out with a second card, and the second card is grounded for creativity. So yeah, really learning how to stroke the fires of your behave, brain, behave. Okay, stroke the fires of creativity. A lot of you could be finding your divine feminine, or you're bringing sexy back for yourself if you're a guy, or you swag. really embodying a new style, or even like just the persona about you. You're really stepping into your confidence. You're learning. You're like, huh? Yeah, I'm hot diggity Dan. So, Ace of Wands, really bringing it into action. Divine action is coming through and helping you with inquiring minds. A lot of you could be doing networking as well. That's what you could be cooking up a storm, is that you're getting your name out there. Instead of like working a lot and overtime, you're learning that word of mouth and taking time to relax, have a few drinks, whether they're from alcoholic to a Virgin Shirley Temple, it doesn't matter. Sitting down for a while and, you know, not being in a rush to go home, coming into the shindig a little bit earlier, and sitting down with people and realizing, you know, having a personal conversation with them is really getting your name out there a lot faster than trying to constantly promote yourself. A lot of you could be micro dosing, or starting new medications that could be working you, which brings to mind with the mushrooms and the chemist there reminds me of a pharmacist. Some of you could be a pharmacist as well. And learning how to ground yourself. Yeah, a lot of you could feel doing affirmations about your creativity, letting you know I'm creative, I am safe, doing root chakra affirmations, or just affirmations in general, and I'm feeling for the collective. Getting lumpy space princess. Some of you could be working with the Galactic Council or Starseeds. I don't know why lumpy space princess made me think of that, but I did. Adventure times. A lot of you are going on adventures and becoming your own hero. Yeah, adventures with your bestest friends. Yeah, because this kind of reminds me of like the biblical version of the angels. So a lot of you could be doing a lot of biblical cosplays or photo shoots, or just connect with your ancestors and your archangels. You're doing a lot of like deity and divination and meditations. Dolores Cannon work, as well as it's like you're rooted within this life and the other lives that you had. I know I said it in a past reading, but I feel like you're grounding yourself and earning your wings. Okay, let's get cut the deck. Celebration and yes, divine intervention with your financial. So the universe wants you to know every time you spend money freely, the money will flow back to you. And the divine wants to spoil you. Your friends want to spoil you. If you don't believe in all the other stuff, then your support system wants to spoil you. Your friends want to invite you out for things. Your friends want to put you on the guest list. Your friends want to shout you out. Your friends want to bring you along to an event where they know you would get your name out. People just want to support you, whether it's on this side or in the spiritual realm. Yeah, we did. Some messages for the lovely collective. My favorite ones. Ooh, this one? Okay, I'll take it. Oh yeah, you are using your logical mind in order to achieve your goals and success, and you're using your discernment on whether or not to give your energy for others, and you're using your discernment on where am I getting these messages from my ego and my inner sabotaging ways, or is this a message from my guides? Is this a message from my inner child and inner passions speaking? With the Queen of Swords here. Sorry, I'm just like holding it like, yeah, logic. Some of you may enjoy listening to logic and ideas. I think that's what it's called. I think so. Ideas and abilities. Who's logic? I have forgotten. If you know that, it will be for you a specific message. So yeah, looking for messages in the clouds. A lot of you could be cloud watchers, because not only is there clouds in the sky, but you know that there's logic. You know there's logic in dreaming. Some people feel like dreaming is, childish, or, there's no point in dreaming. This is the reality of the situation. But you know that it's logical to dream, with her cloak being made out of material with clouds in it. So yeah, you know it's logical to dream and have passion. And I love how it's about, in order to be logical, you have to be balanced within your giving and taking energy, within your within the physical and the astral, within your creating and taking action, which is why which is why this individual is cloaked with orange and blue, which symbolizes both yin and yang energies. Could be seeing a lot of butterflies as messages from from someone who has passed away, with all these butterflies, and butterflies here, butterflies there, and the angel. Could have been someone who passed on before their time was due. That's not good. That's not. It doesn't have to be. That's just an extra indication. One more card before we finish up the. So we have the Ace of Wands from the last pull here, but we also have the Ace of Swords. So you are having divine guidance of not only for taking action, the divine guidance of knowing that you will have clarity. Divine guidance bringing discernment and clarity into your life. Trying to see others. Garland. Yeah, some of you are soaring higher than the mountains that were laid before you. Before, you could have had mountains in the distance, but now you're just flying straight over top of them. I don't know why I keep getting Austin Powers stuck in my head, but I don't know what that has to do with the Ace of Swords. No, I got it. Austin Powers. When they started presenting a new idea, because they went from having the two regular, like, you know, Robo and everything else like that, but for the last one, Austin Powers, they created Foxy's Shazam. So some of you may have been used to doing it solo, but now you have a partner to work with. That could be one of the things that's bringing in for you. Ace of Swords, mental clarity. So definitely doubling up with your logic. So not only do you have logic, you have mental clarity on the actions that you need to take. And you're also going a lot of breakthroughs, especially with the way you think. I'm getting the hangman energy of getting different perspective on how you want to move towards your hustle, the way you want to move towards networking, the way you want to move towards your future. And I think that's just how it is going to be for the next little bit, is learning how to get over those challenging roads. And the ace is a sign of triumph. So not only are you getting a triumph in taking action, you're also going to have triumph over your mind. So you will, and yeah, you'll have the intelligence to make do with it as well. Because Ace of Swords stands for the intelligence, and the Ace of Wands means you are willing to take the action. So not only are you intelligent to start what you are willing, like what you are planning to cook up, you are not only intelligent enough, but you are also willing to take the action. And honestly, having the smarts and the motivation is a killer combo. So keep killing it out there and making your dreams happen. And I look forward to listening to all of your wonderful stories inside of the comments of how you resonate. And I look forward to all your energies in the next video. Remember to eat, hydrate, and of course, have fun. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Okay, bye.